Well, good evening and hello again. It's me, and I'm hoping that you're getting to know me by now. It's Joy Ruffin coming to you from the Sunshine State, Florida. This is Wednesday. Wednesday nights, it's leading ladies, leaving legacies, living legacies. That's our tagline. Love that line. One of the things that we do here is introduce you to women who are all about helping, supporting, and empowering other women. May I say, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. It's always good to see you here. Those of you who've been here for a while, you know that I have three names. My name, the disruptor, and redundancy. There's always madness behind those words, but good madness. Tonight, our guest is a lady who is going to share a lot of good, powerful information with you. And I just want you to be aware that one of the things that we do here, and by the way, welcome, hello to each and every one of you here. It's always good to see. Stephen is always wishing me a great show. Thank you, Stephen. It's always good to see you here. And you ladies who are there, welcome, welcome, welcome. Every Wednesday, the lady who comes to you with purpose to share and exchange with you her gifts, her talents, and her skills. And tonight, I'm going to ask you to help me to welcome this lovely lady. Brittany, hello, 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 and welcome. Thank you for coming.
Hello. Hi, Joy.
Hello, and again, thank you, thank you, thank you. You look absolutely smashing. I love. We're color coordinated tonight.
Not even on purpose.
I know that's uncanny. Brittany, I wanted to read your bio, and then I decided at the end really not to do that because I want you to share with us. I know that you're the CEO, I love this, of Faithful Fitness by Brittany Cano, but I want, and a registered nurse, but I want you to tell us a little bit about your background, why you're doing what you do, and why you love it so much. Share with us
All
briefly.
right. So my background is obviously nursing and years of struggling, really struggling with my health, getting in the fitness routine, just having a loving, kind relationship with myself. And then I came to this crossroad where things really changed for me. And so from that point on, my life changed a lot. I was a nurse and I remember specifically taking care of a patient and thinking, oh my gosh, I got to get on the other end of empowering people to take care of themselves, live a better life, as I was in the journey of doing so myself. And so now I have the pleasure of working with women and some fellas and really living their best life and taking care of their health and defining their own definitions of happiness, success, and health.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Tell us, what was that defining moment for you?
I feel
Can
like
you share that with us?
there were so many.
Oh dear. Yes, yes.
I do.
You know what? I love that
For
because
me, really,
most people would come through with one, but you're right. There are usually tons of defining moments. So share with us some of them that brought you to what you're doing now.
I would say a big one was about 5 or 6 years ago. I was doing the same kind of routine in my life. My life was good, but I knew that something was missing. And if I continued on this road, I was like, how is my life really going to be? I just didn't feel fulfilled. And there was an event with a relationship with a guy that I was dating, and it ended. And I knew I had a choice to keep doing the same kind of thing or really do something different, right? Nothing changes, nothing changes. And that's really where I was at. I had started diving more into personal development. And then I just started, I hired a coach. And like from that point, I really changed the direction of my life. And then after that, I was in ICU working and took care of a patient who was young. She was pretty young, I'd say in her 50s, 60s. And unfortunately, it was really too late to really bring her back to a quality of life. And I just remember thinking, okay, I got to do something to help people from beginning to this point. And
Oh, I
in
love that.
see that a lot in the hospital, things that people could actually, we could prevent. A lot of it is self-inflicted in some way or shape or form. And so I said, oh my goodness, okay, I got to do something else. And that's kind of led me on the journey of faithful fitness.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. You know why? You might not have heard. Some of the people in the audience, and those will come later, will hear this because I've said this and I say this often. Remember, another name is redundancy. There are the three favorite categories of people that I'm just attached to and connected to. They're teachers, nurses, and librarians. Don't ask me the why and how because of that, but I love nurses and teachers because they're such caring, giving people, and they're always more interested in the end results for the people that they're working with and supporting them in every way that they can. So I applaud you for that. And then if I heard you, you said in the aftercare in the nursing in the hospital, that's the most difficult arena I think to be in. Would you
Well, and
agree with that?
when I worked ICU critical
I
care
see you,
all
yes.
the time. Yeah. And that, looking back now, that is a stressful environment to say the least.
Stressful is the key word. And there's a lot of stress that those who are nurses and teachers, and for that matter, librarians, to deal with. But let me ask you, what is it that you're doing now, and how did you segue from that love of what you were doing then to what you're doing right now?
Now I guide and coach people through personal training, through life coaching, health coaching, to really live their best life, to get in great shape, to feel confident about themselves, to really release. I have this image that I give of like carrying a garbage bag around with you of like all your crap from years in the past. And I did that for so long. So for me, it's really important for people to be able to make peace and forgive and let go and be compassionate and be kind. Because I find that we can be so hard on ourselves in general, and so you can still rock life and be kind to yourself and so much more.
One of my favorite words, and I read something in your bio here, and I didn't read it, but I'm going to read it now because this appealed to me because you and I had a conversation way prior to this show that we're doing tonight. And you said that you specialize in guiding women from flab to fab and from pain to peace. Well, pain to peace, I'm almost there, but flab to fab, we talked about that. I want to
It'll work
join
out,
you
Joy.
because I jumped off the bandwagon.
I predominantly work with women like 45 plus. That's generally who I work with. And with the personal training, we work in person or actually virtually, which is really cool. I love that. And it depends on where the people are at. I always say start where you're at. I'm big about that. So we do a variety of platforms from TRX to machines to free weights, but also I found out right in the beginning that it's so important to not just worry about the physical, but to really tap into the mindset and where we're at, thinking wise, emotional, spiritually, to really create everlasting results and to enjoy the journey. Joy? Are you still there? I lost you.
I went away. I'm back now, though.
Okay. I was like,
This you can't see me. Can you hear me now?
I can see you now and hear you now.
Oh my God, I tell you, there's never a dull moment here. It's always something technical. But I love what you said about the spiritual aspect of it. Was there a pivotal moment that you came to that spiritualization of fitness and health and how they combine and bleed and work into each other in the best way? Did something happen there?
Nothing that stands out specifically, but I know for so long I focused just on the physical and didn't get really anywhere. Like I kept backsliding, make progress. And I noticed it in the very beginning stages of working with clients in this capacity that
Yes,
I write out meal plans, tell you what to do. But if that's all it was, like people would start and then it wouldn't be easy to stick with. So I said, okay, and then I started looking at what was working for me because I was progressing along my journey as well. And I realized that once I really dove in within and started, like I said, getting rid of the garbage in the bag
yes, 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 yes.
and
Yeah.
examining what my thoughts were behind exercise and how I really felt about myself and reframing. And so working with clients to reframe how they feel about exercise, how they feel about health, and that's where people really started sticking with it and really making that connection. Why?
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear that loud and clear because the key word that you use there is reframing, because we're talking about exercise, we're talking about diet, health, and the spiritualization of a program and a format. And all of that blends together. What is the paramount part of that program that you find that these women who are, let's say, 40 and over, ageless women, I call them, what resonates with them most about this type of a program?
I
That
think wanting to do life well, to be able to spend time with their kids on vacation throughout the day, get up with less aches and pains, get off medication, quality of life, and having more energy, and also feeling good about yourself. Because so many times people are like, I didn't want to come in today, but I know I feel so good afterwards. So I think it's also a confidence booster and just overall improvement in quality of life, I think is the big thing that
I like it. I like
people go for.
I understand that and I get that. Why is this aspect of communicating and relating to women and giving back and empowering other women, why is that so important to you? You asked me that question, and I told you before, that
Yeah.
stuck with me because that why is a pivotal key point for why we do anything. And so when you ask me, why do you care? As we mentioned earlier, it brought a lot of things into my consciousness, Brittany, that I hadn't really thought about. But when I brought it into and started to think about it, that's what I needed to do. So my question to you is why is it so important for you to empower women in this way, in this fashion?
I feel really led to do it. I just feel passionate, like I just feel in full alignment. And I love support. Like I love seeing people feel good. I really enjoy that. And I really love the dynamic of the relationship. And I think like having somebody personally so close to me who I know if the people closest to you don't always listen. But I know like what a difference it would make. And it for me, I don't know, I just feel like it's like God's purpose for my life. I
The
maybe
answer I get,
what'd you say?
the answer I understand, the answer I get, because my next question to you was going to be what excites you most about what you're doing? And so, in several different ways, I think you addressed that. You answered that.
Yeah, I love people seeing people feel good, healthy, enjoying life. Because I really believe we're all meant to enjoy life. I believe that we have the capacity to heal and flourish. Everybody does. And so when I see that light in people, like that lights me up. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Love it.
I get that, Brittany, because we're all here to rise. We're all here to just keep elevating ourselves higher and higher and higher. We're not here to settle. We're
Right.
not here to just take it day by day and easy. We're here to rise to the best that's within us. So I get that. What about the work that you're doing gets you uneasy or doesn't excite you, or something that you want to work more to get people more excited about what you're doing? What would that be?
Hmm. I'm learning
What's the
that.
most difficult part, I should say?
Well, that's interesting because I had this conversation with another trainer today who's much different than I am. He's a man
Uh-huh.
bodybuilder, and he'll tell his clients they're fat and all these kinds of things, and that's like I would never. But he also said like I also care about them, and they come to me for this reason, and so maybe being able to address certain things more directly. I don't know. I feel like I'm direct with people, and like you said, we don't want to settle, right? We don't want to
No,
settle, but perhaps
never.
there's a line between letting people settle and compassion.
Yes.
And so being able to support people, push them a little bit past that settling point, but still having a good, healthy relationship with themselves. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense, Brittany. And you're bringing something to the fore for me that I wanted to bring up anyway, because one of the things that you said that you're very gung ho about is be impeccable with your words. And in your conversation just now with me sharing and with the audience about the other trainer who will tell people, you're fat, blah, 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 and they come to him. But you have to be very mindful of how you use your words and who you're communicating with. This is something that we all learn in different ways. So that said, tell us, what do you want the people that you work with, what do you want them to walk away from you with? What is it? What is the gift, the enlightenment, the inspiration that you want to give them that they walk away with from your training, your teachings?
For my teachings, I really want people to walk away with confidence and knowing that they're loved and that their life has a purpose and that they can really aspire to whatever it is that they want, and really that it peace is accessible to everybody now. And
Yes, I like it.
that's the way it is, because sometimes we can think circumstances need to change, and so for people to have that now.
Right. Yes, I like that. And I get that. I understand that. Now let's speak a little bit, because you and I both belong to one of the same groups, and we both had this somewhat on a lighter version a couple of weeks ago. Tell us why being impeccable, and especially the work that you do and the work that I do as an image consultant, why is being impeccable with your word so important to you? And give us some examples of what you mean when you say be impeccable with your words. And one of the examples you gave was with the trainer who uses the word fat. Well, people know that they're fat and they're heavy, but you don't want to be told that. And if you are told that, you want to be told in a way where it's not demeaning who you are. So how do you speak to that? Be
Well, let's
impeccable.
say for some people, maybe that gets them going, but I said, those aren't my people.
Yeah, yeah.
They
Oh,
wouldn't appreciate it for me. Like, that's just not that works for him. And, but for me, not necessarily. That's not going to work for my people. It's not my style.
Brittany,
Yeah.
I love that. You know why? Because we all have our people. We have our peeps. And not everything is for everyone. Some people aren't going to be able to adhere, listen to, and embrace you, but that's okay, because your people, your peeps will be able to. So I get
Totally. And he
that.
has tons of peeps, and his people love him, and his people do great. So, you know what I mean? That works in that relationship. But for
Yeah.
me, being impeccable with our word, it encompasses so many things.
Yes.
Our words really create our reality, right? Our words create our thoughts, which affect our actions, our emotions. So, being impeccable with our word is not even necessarily just the word that comes out, but the context behind it. What's the meaning? What's the emotion behind being impeccable with our word? We create our life with our word, so we can decide if we're empowered in life or not. And also, being impeccable with the word is huge with commitment. Doing what
Yes.
you say you're going to do.
Yes.
And I used to not know that that was so important.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
I
once I
think.
learned, I said, "Oh wow, it's a game changer." And so that
Mhm.
is something I also work with my clients on, is showing up when you say you show up. And I believe that's why people hire a coach a lot,
Mm.
is to be impeccable with the word, because it leads to a more empowered life.
Being impeccable with your word covers a lot of territory, because words are how you communicate. And of late, and we're not going to go there, but I'm noticing that a lot of people are using what my back in the day, being a happy senior, foul language. There's no need to use certain words. There are other words that you could use that'll be much more impactful, but that's another story. That's another novel. That's another conversation. Speak to us before we go on to something else about, this is what I love that you sent to me. Embrace the fullest version of you and know God, the universe, has your back. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, embracing the fullest version of you, to me, really being in the journey, knowing that, like I mentioned before, we're okay right now. The quirks, the flaws, the things you don't like, really being able to be okay with that is so liberating. It's so freeing to be able to just embrace how we are. And I believe we're meant to just be how we are, as well as continue to grow it. and that God has our back. If we take the time, I did this in a workshop recently, and I had people write out evidence, right, that God has our back. Think of how many times things have worked out. And a motto that I like is everything is always working out for me, right? And there's so many ways. If you just look around our life, if you're watching right now, right, you're like, okay, really, God, or whatever your belief is, universe does have my back, because so many things are good. And it goes back to that saying, what we focus on expands. And as you can embrace who you are right now, your life flourishes. As you can trust that God has your back, doesn't mean that things are like not going to happen that you, or things are going to never happen that you don't like. No, but knowing that things will work out is it, that adds so much peace.
Yes. Yeah, we go back to that word peace. I love that because a lot of people, they might not be religious in the context or the sense of the God that most people who are religious adhere and connect with, but yet they have another all knowing, powerful entity or something that they connect to, and they know and believe that that's their center and that gives them the substance that they need. So I like that very, very much. It's powerful and it says a lot. The God has your back could be changed to different types of verbiage, but the meaning is that you are never alone, and someone, something is there for you to rise to be all that you can be.
So true. I'll say, there's 7 billion people on the planet for a reason. So we're meant to lift each other back. There's somebody out there needing your help, and there's somebody out there, for, you know what I mean, needing you to show up in life. And there's also somebody out there to be there for you. Like, we're always supported. I believe it's the
Yes.
state of the
Yeah.
universe.
I like it. And for me, the word is universe, and it really doesn't matter because the universe, and for me also, ancestors. And ancestors are always there. No one really ever leaves you. You miss them, you hunger for them, but they're with you. Let's get to an important part that you're doing, which I love. And I wish I could join you, but I can't this time. But if you do it again, I will do everything in my power to be there because I know how powerful and epic it's going to be. Tell us about this retreat that you have going on. I think it's in July.
It
Share
is.
with us as much information as you want to about that. And let's get some peeps that are with you to that retreat.
All
Tell us
right.
all that you can. Go for
We're going to Costa Rica.
it. Yay!
If you've been there before, you know just how wonderful Costa Rica is. And if
Oh,
you
it's
haven't,
beautiful.
I'm sure, have you been?
It's beautiful. It's breathtaking.
It is. It is, and it's very, back to the word peaceful. It really is a
Yes.
great place to reflect, unwind, connect, and create lifelong change. So the retreat is really about having that time with yourself. It's a wellness retreat. I tell people you just need to show up and everything is taken care of for you.
Oh. Give
And
us, give us the
have
date.
you done a retreat before, Joy?
I have gone on a retreat, not in Costa Rica.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can probably attest that being submerged in an environment of positivity, of transformation, of healing, of wellness can create lifelong change. And that's really the intent behind the retreat. And there's a
There,
lot of fun things planned too.
I'm sure there are knowing you. There's nothing like a retreat, Brittany, and especially for someone like me who's high energy and always woo, 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 just to calm down and meditate and take it easy and just relax.
I
Which,
actually had like the week before leading up to the retreat, because it's a different pace in Costa Rica. It's calmer than here, even if you live a laid back life here. So there's pre coaching, getting you in that mindset to really just be, right? We're always so used to doing something, having something to tend to. So it's amazing what we can discover that's right there that we may not be aware of because we're always going to.
this is going to be 3 days.
It's a Friday to a Tuesday. So it's,
Oh,
yeah, it's the 19th through the 23rd in July. So the
okay.
organic meals, all your wellness aspects are covered, from your organic meals to your meditation to your workouts, but it's really catered so that everyone can participate.
Is this a package where everything's included except airfare, or how does it work? How have
Yeah,
you
everything's included besides airfare because people are coming from all over the country.
Yes.
So everything else, I tell
A
people,
room and board, food and
food,
lodging, all of that.
excursions, like you get a really good swag bag or goodie bag when you show up. Like you get one-on-one life coaching session, one-on-one personal training, a plan to take with you when you leave Costa Rica as well, and there'll be follow up after the retreat as well. I always want to make sure my people thrive.
So yes, thrive. We all want to thrive. Are you having like speakers and fitness experts and what other entities?
I have a lot. Lori Lordison, she's a licensed mental health therapist as well as a yoga instructor and aromatherapy specialist. So she's going to be participating and leading some workshops and meditations and yoga as well. And then I have a art coach, so there's some art that'll be incorporated. Background necessary.
Yeah.
It's also going to be doing the photography for the event, so people will have pictures of themselves during excursions, there's some really cool options for excursions, and we're close to the beach, but we're nestled in the jungle where we're located. Place is great, has air conditioning. and all the amenities. It really does. I did a lot of research to find a place that really would meet the expectations.
You know, you didn't give me a link where people can go and find out about that yet. If you, after the show, put that in, because I have your name and your faithful, your email and your website. They'll be able to get information from that?
On the website, they can get information from the Faithful Fitness by Brittany.com. And then I can also post the Facebook link because I put some videos and extra pictures and that kind of thing. And so I'll post that.
Do that then, and that'll be great. Oh my goodness. And then I have here your email and your website, and they can get information there. And also you can do it as you just mentioned, and that'll be great because that way people will be able to look, review, and see if that's something that they would want. And like me, maybe others will not be able to do it this time, but because they've seen and met with you and heard you, they might want to consider it once they get on your list or so on. So we'll go from there.
I even have a friend. She's so amazing. She said, I can't make it. She's a nurse. She's in, I think it's Coopertown up in New York.
Yes, I know Coopertown. Yeah.
Like, no nurses are allowed to take off break, but I believe what you're doing. So I'll donate a scholarship and air miles so that somebody else can go and you'll do it again. Because I want to go next year. I was like, she's such a good friend.
Brittany, I tell you, I don't know where the time goes, but it goes. I really am honored and delighted that you came here to spend this time with us and tell us a wee bit about what you're doing and why you're doing it. And you use that word that we're also familiar with, empowering, empowered. And so what I'm going to ask you now, is there anything that you want to share with us? Is there anything you want to ask those who are out in the audience? Or if you want, most of the people come for the replay. Is there anything you want to ask me? Whatever it is, this is how we end. And I'll ask you to sit to the side in the green room. And then I will say goodbye to the audience. But for now, is that it? We'll make sure that that information goes up.
Okay, I do want to say that I'd like to give your audience a $250 rebate off the retreat.
Woohoo!
Oh, my dog came in here, which is good. Which is good this Friday. Or actually, how quick do people see your replay usually, Joy?
Well, usually the replay is that later in the evening, the following day, the majority of people come. So I would suggest to you, if that's something you want to do, and that's a wonderful rebate off of whatever the price point is, which we didn't discuss, but I would say give it at least 48 hours.
Okay.
You know.
Let's do Saturday at midnight.
Yeah, that would be great. Saturday midnight, yes. And we can put that up in, after I'm done, I will put this in the notes somewhere. Saturday midnight. Mm-hmm.
And one more thing. Oh, I want to thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. It pumps me up. Hopefully you guys understood. I'm like, yeah. There's so many things I'd like to share with you. If anybody has questions, drop them below and I'll also answer them. Yes. One more thing is really knowing that we have the power of choice. So many times we can think that people are doing things to us or life is after us. But the truth of the matter is we get to choose our reality.
Yes.
And we can choose to have an awesome life. It sounds really simple. I know it can be hard, especially when things are hard, but it really is true that we can choose. And living from that space really is empowering.
Indeed.
When you hit a hard point, you say, all right, I can choose. I may not like this. I may be hurt. I'm a human being, but I get to choose what I do from here. Mm-hmm. And that's so true. And I just want everybody to know that they have a choice. to really be the amazing, beautiful, talented woman that they are.
Yes, yes, yes. I completely agree with that.
Just the way you are, because you're embracing the fullest version of yourself.
Yes, 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 yes. And that's what we as women all need to be about. You know, for me as a image consultant, this casual has gone over to the dark side. We need to get more into presenting and being our best self. That's not dress from 9 to 5 every day, blah blah. But just be the best version of you, and that is in every arena that you're in. So I get that. That's good.
Well,
The
you're such
best
a
version.
stand for that. You're such a stand for women. I really do believe that, Joy. Just being in your presence, you're like, oh, I want to be my best self.
Thank you. Because, really and truly, I love women. I just love women because I see the beauty in so many women that I know they don't see in themselves. And I know why I see it because I was one of those women some time ago, coming from this line of queens. Is there anything else, my love, that you want to ask me or anybody else before we say so long for now?
For you, what does living an empowered life mean?
What does living an empowered life mean? I think it means all the things that you spoke to. And if I could make it more succinct and make it bottom line, I think it means that first, living an empowered life means that you build the best relationship with yourself. And then all of that good that comes out of that building that relationship with yourself, you share it out with others. We have nothing that we have to hold on to because everything that's given is given to be given back out, whatever gifts you have. So empowered means that you have risen a wee bit above whatever might consider normal, blah, blah, blah. And each and every time you elevate, you take whatever that is. It's like teaching and you give it out to someone else. That's truly being empowered.
I love that.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. You are a delight. I love that smile. I love the way you express yourself. And I will have to do this again.
Please. Yes, ma'am.
Indeed. Is there anything you want to say before we say so long for now? I'll put you in the green room and then I'll say so long to the audience.
I don't think so. Just everyone have a great night and great morning whenever you catch the replay. And thanks and keep following Joy. She's amazing and I know she's on a mission.
Oh, you are love. Thank you, love. Into the green room and I'll join you shortly.
Wonderful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks, Joy.
You're welcome. Don't you love it? Oh, how can you not love it? All of these fantastic, phenomenal, absolutely marvelous women who come to share with you what they're about, sharing their gifts, their skills, their tools, their talents with you, inspiring, motivating, hopefully enlightening you to rise, to elevate, to whatever it is that you're here to do. Mediocre, normal, average, no, not here. That's not what we strive for. And when I meet dynamic, and I'm a happy, happy senior, when I meet dynamic young women who are all about doing that, giving and exchanging what they have, what they've learned, and what they're learning, continuing to, and sharing it out, my heart goes pitter patter. It's like falling in love over and over and over. And this is not a lot of bull. This is from the heart. So I'm delighted that you're here, each and every one of you who showed up. And if you come for the replay, don't forget to type in replay. And by the way, one more thing before we go. If you are in and on the internet working product or service, and you are connecting and relating with people, I want you to type in the comments key, Key, and that key is going to take you to a link. I've made a joint venture with another lady. Everything's safe, everything's good. I wouldn't present it to you otherwise. And I want you to take that quiz and find out how you relate to others. And then you'll see the other 3 types of basic main personas that are out there. Here is a methodology that's being used everywhere, and it's a personality assessment. And what's really exciting about this, my friend, is that Google has recently adopted this bank code as part of its training program. So that should tell you how important it is. We all, myself included, connect and relate to people the way that we communicate. We spoke about being impeccable with your word. But when you are in the process of promoting a product or a service with other people, you want to communicate with them in their words, their language. And that's what this bank code is going to allow you to do. So type in key, Key, in comments, and then you'll be sent to a link. Won't be mine, but it's safe and it's good. Wouldn't be with me or you otherwise, and you'll take this quiz and you're going to be blown away by the results that you get. Do I have to say, yes, I do. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. It's always a pleasure to see you here. I know that it's not the best time, and I bring you all of these dynamic, exciting women to share their gifts, tools, and talents with you. And what I'm asking you to do is at your leisure, when you can, connect with them. We're going to put in the notes and comments here the $250 rebate that Brittany's offering for those who take her up on this retreat in July, and she'll give us the dates and all of that. You be well and take care of you first. You do the best that you can, and then you're able to look after and support and be of service to others. Wherever you are, be well and take care. Have a great week, a fantastic weekend, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next week, same time, same station. So long for now. Cheers.